This might turn out to be a really nice specimen. It is an Argentinian Condor Agate from San Rafael, and it is showing two small windows in my favorite color, yellow, and it has a really good shape of the nodule, so I like it when there's like really round, chunky space of where you can cut it. So it has these two windows which are not coming into my way for cutting at all, but it gave me a good idea when I made the selection for the rough stone if it might be a good quality stone or not. So on this one I will definitely just cut it for the roundest face across here. And here on this side it seems like there's maybe a carbonate inclusion which might look like an eye, but I think I don't care about the inclusion as much as I care for a nice round symmetrical face. So I think I will probably just cut right next to the inclusion over this round shape of the nodule, so I will have two really nice symmetric halves in the piece. A lot of times the colorful windows, they're giving hints of what might be inside of the stone, but in the end it just can turn out to be entirely different because the Condor Agates have so much chromatography. Another exciting Condor Agate, here you can see it has one small window. That's the reason why I selected it, why I hand-picked it from rough that I purchased. And here you can see it has incredibly intense yellow color in combination with red. Beautiful chromatography, but Condor Agates are also some of the hardest possibly readable rough. So it can change so quickly because of the chromatography. So inside of the stone it could pretty much just be in kind of a brown tone, like you can see more on here, on this side where it has these small windows. And on this piece I have many ways on how to cut it because it only has one small window, and I also have the cut over the largest face of the stone, so I'm just going to cut it right across next to this small window and cut it for the biggest face. In the beginning I think I said that it might also have like a lot of brown sections like in this area here, and it just turned out pretty much the way I expected, but not what I was hoping for, because I was hoping it would actually keep more of the red color and more of the yellow as well. And it also just got these classical Condor Agate colors with this brownish, green brownish color in combination with the yellow in chromatography. This is like the most common type you will find in the Argentinian Condor Agates. So here's another Argentinian Condor Agate nodule. It is a little bit complicated because it has a couple open sides that don't make it very easy to go for a direct cut. So I've been thinking about either cutting it this way, but then there's this window in the way if I cut it for the biggest face, and I definitely want to avoid the windows because otherwise I will not have a fully banded agate specimen. So in this case I will go for the cut that is going in this way, so I can still cut through the biggest volume of the stone, and if I see that there's going to be any fractures, I still have some room to the left and right side to make a recut on this piece. So in this case I'm not going for the longest face, but still for the biggest volume of the stone. Also this Condor Agate I cut exactly the way I wanted. From the outside you could already see the classical kind of creamy orange, brownish, yellowish colors that you pretty much always see in the Argentinian Condor Agates, and that's also how it turned out. It's a beautiful, pretty much flawless piece. It's relatively large in size at approximately 5 inches I would say, and showing beautiful typical colors without any major fractures. Here's a pretty big Condor Agate rough nodule that is not giving me a lot of hints at all. You can see a small window over here, you can see a small window over here and here. So this gives me enough room for my imagination to hope that it's going to turn out nice. But Condor Agates, from the experience I have made with the last few cuts, are mostly disappointing for my imagination. So my hopes are not going to be too high for this piece. I decided to cut this piece for the biggest face, and I was surprised by a lot of quartz. I mean, it would be a nice agate for the outer bands, but the quartz of course is not as valuable as if it would be banded fully towards the center of the stones. This Condor agate from Argentina is largely windowed on pretty much every side, so there's a few different angles on how I can cut it, but I decided to go for a more compact cut on this one, so not across the biggest face, but so this is the most beautiful window I can see in this stone, so I'm going to cut right next to here, try to avoid the window at the bottom, try to avoid this window, try to avoid this window, so the cut is just going to be next to all of these windows, probably by 2 millimeters. So wish me luck on that. So I just exactly avoided all of the windows I've been avoiding by barely a millimeter. So you can see it here, you can see it here, just 3 millimeters to that side, just very close to that as well. And it didn't keep much of the original color, not much of the yellow as well, but it turned out to have this beautiful orange and red in the center. So this is definitely also in the top 10% of Condor Agates I would say I'm cutting yet. In terms of brightness, this is already a very, very good Condor Agate. Here we have a pretty exciting piece. What makes it as exciting is that it seems to be river tumbled. So it doesn't seem to be from the original spot where the Condor Agates are being mined, but from a nearby river where this has been found. So you can clearly see that the rough shape of the nodule has been smoothed out by the transportation this agate has been going through. And there's a window here on this side, another window here, and a few smaller windows sprinkled across the stone, but nothing too bad. So I still have the chance to place the cut across the biggest volume of the stone, which is just going to be here in this place. So that's what I'm going to do now. Schön viel Gelb. There's this window that I mentioned in the beginning and a smaller window over here, and I just cut in between those two windows. It was already showing some beautiful yellow inside, and it just opened up to this beautiful entirely yellow banded specimen. It has a small fracture over here, so this will not be one of the top pieces, but still it has a decent size, beautiful color saturation, so I am happy with how it turned out, and I would say it's at least in the top 10% of Condor Agates from Argentina that I'm cutting. So definitely a success. Here we have a 2.5 kilo Condor Agate, which equals 5 pounds and 8.5 ounces. I am hoping this one's going to turn out good. It is showing a few windows that show nice blue, red, kind of greenish color, and I think it might be going through the entire stone because I can see the pattern of the outlining bands repeat in smaller windows on the other side as well. It looks like it might also have some fractures, so we will find out. I will probably cut this one just across the face like this.
Cutting rough stones is always like gambling. Sometimes we cut stones that are very valuable, and sometimes we just cut many stones that are just about average, maybe a little higher, but also a lot of duds. And of course we're always hoping for the one rough stone that pulls up the entire value of the batch that I'm buying in rough. Sometimes there's just not the one 4-digit piece that we're all hoping for when buying rough stones and cutting them. In this batch I was not so lucky to get one exceptional piece, but I did get some very nice pieces that have now been polished by my polishers in Germany and that are now available on my website in the web shop agatebay.de, and you can find them readily polished there if you would like to buy any of the pieces that I've been cutting in this video. And of course there were a few more nodules that didn't turn out quite as nice as the ones I've been showing, but I just wanted to give you an idea what the larger sized rough Condor agate nodules can look like. Thanks for watching.